as it is in life, it's easier to fall in love than it is to stay married. And corporations, and across my many years with Owens Corning, I've seen us try many things. And they usually live a lifespan of, when it comes to this kind of initiative, maybe 2 years, and they start to atrophy, and thereafter that flavor has gone on, and there's another flavor that someone introduces. This is a very different phenomenon in our company because the rate of change, the rate of acceleration, the rate of participation is only escalating. It's only improving. And I'd say that if you walk through the world headquarters or our Science and Technology Center, you hear people languaging differently what their jobs are, what they are accountable for. They talk about things like customer differential value. Customer differential value is now part of every single conversation. We ask ourselves that question, is this going to create differential value or not? And how do you know? So for our executives, they have become such strong advocates that it's one of their standard boilerplate questions, how do you know? And if you can't, if you're a commercial guy, if you're a business person, a business leader, a general manager, and if you can't answer that with data, then you're in trouble. Because if you don't have data, it's just what we think. So customer discovery, this whole winning with customers phenomenon continues to grow within our company. And it's allowing us to look at our customers differently and talk about our customers differently. And if you think about the ability for us now to draw a picture that examines the cross-section of our customers' profitability with our own, then we see different things. And the thing about this picture is that it transcends channels. So whereas your company may regard customers as ours has by virtue of the business unit or the channel in which they operate, whether they're retailers, distributors, contractors, etc., this applies regardless of the channel, regardless of the business. Are customers highly profitable, as are we, hence partners? These are people we love. These are people that love us. We have a very good business relationship. Do we have customers whereby we're creating tremendous value, but our profitability is low? That would represent an opportunity. What this says is that we aren't exercising our negotiation skills appropriately to capture the value we're creating. We're giving it away. Now, we understand that in that dynamic, we need to continually create more value than we harvest. But we do try to manage that such that there's, if you will, a sweet spot of value creation that says somewhere from a differential standpoint, somewhere between 2 and 6%. If you can continually maintain that, if you can operate in that space whereby you're continually creating more value than you capture, then you've got a happy customer for a long, long time. These guys down here are transactional. Your company may refer to them in a variety of different ways, but these are price buyers. These guys will leave us in a minute to go buy a shingle for $1 a square less from somebody else, or they'll come back to us. This is very transactional. These are the guys, from a resource standpoint, this is where you have to make some tough decisions in terms of what and how are we going to invest in these people. Now, sometimes there are very strategic reasons why we do, but sometimes there aren't. So it is important for us to know about these customers and where they fit in this continuum. As you operate this process across time, you tend to see, and our data is very much like this, you tend to see this kind of distribution. These people represent opportunities, and we attack these opportunities pretty quickly and pretty hard. If you have a great customer whereby they are articulating to us that we're helping them lose money, essentially, or the differential value we create is modest, then we mobilize the fire brigade quickly, because this is a urgent situation. And Christian and I, we could tell you many stories at Owens Corning about how we have mobilized the fire brigade quickly because we have a customer who's burning down here. And if we don't fix that quickly, then we should not be surprised when they fire us. So long term, we talked before this as going in our 4th year, you can develop pictures. I don't want to trip, so I'll stand here carefully, that demonstrate a continuum over time. So this may be difficult to read, but this is the current value that we created for a customer in 2007. This is the opportunity that articulated to us in terms of where they wanted to see investment. In this particular example, the sales organization, there are different behaviors from the sales organization they wanted to see. To illustrate this point a little bit before, and Christian responded to it earlier, These aren't always large investments. Sometimes these are behavioral changes. I want your sales team to be more connected to my team in the field, so that not only top to top, but I have 50 branches across the country. I want each one of those branches to have some contact with the local salesperson, so we can understand the regional changes in the marketplace. That's something that we can put together pretty quickly, and that doesn't cost any money. It's a phone call and mobilizing the sales organization quickly. This can make a big, big difference to customers. It makes a big difference for two reasons. One, because it makes a difference. It's what they asked for, and we're actually reacting to it. But it demonstrates to customers they were heard. And one of the things we get back from customers as we go and do this interview for the second and third time is, you guys actually listened to me, and you actually did something about it. It's as basic as that. It's as if they are surprised that one of their suppliers actually did that. And then that we did something that they can say has actually improved their business, on top of the fact that we listened to them and responded to them, is phenomenal. So when we go back and do the interview the second time, to answer, somebody had a question about that, it is always validating, and they're always welcoming and looking forward to that conversation, because they already have evidence that it makes a difference. And then the third time, and then they really start to get more educated as to the process, and when we come in, they're ready. And they've got examples, and they've thought this out already. So we can continue in terms of when we go back a year later, the value that we represent to the business a year later, and then the opportunity, and it's continually changing. But when managed correctly, in terms of value creation and value capture, this is a fairly common business picture that demonstrates what we're doing to increase the value that we create for a customer. Here's one where we started in 2007 with a negative DVP. We were losing money. That this is a customer that was at risk. And boy, if we didn't fix that situation, we knew that the future wasn't bright. A year later, we'd worked very hard. We devoted a lot of resources, and we got that differential value to 0. Now, what they saw was that they were very encouraged that Owens Corning was reacting to their needs. They were very encouraged that we are on the right path. And they told us, it's 0 today, but you guys are headed in the right direction. We really like what we're seeing. And along that continuum, our business picture was improving. Now, most recently, we've got it into a positive space where, in fact, we have differentiated. In fact, we are giving them the ability to make more money based on their relationship with Owens Corning than the competition, and our business just gets better and better. So these are pictures that we can develop very quickly because we have a systematic.